Let me turn to you, Mr. Saunders, again. Let's talk about the cultural events. When you organize these tours, and you've been to Africa, and like we said, many, many countries of Africa, the cultural events and how influential they are in terms of boosting tourism in the continent.
Well, it's very important. You know, you have the typical musical and arts festivals that attract great attention of Americans, as well as the arts and crafts, Panafest, the Roots Homecoming. They now have in Cameroon. They also have a similar Roots destination trip. I think also that people in Africa are creating even more cultural, musical, thematic tour destinations for people to be interested in. And that's the most important thing, because you have to have something that gravitates the person, that helps them see themselves being a part of Africa, that gets their interest.
Do you think Africa is really exploiting those natural resources? When you go to Rwanda, for example, you look at all those volcanoes. I mean, it's a sight to behold. You go to Uganda, you know, you go on a safari, and you see all this wildlife in East Africa, Southern Africa, South Africa, for example. And it's just some sight to behold. Some places like in Kenya, where I come from, you even have breakfast served in the wild. Yes. You see the game wardens are watching, you see the hippos lying lazily in the rivers, yes. and you enjoy your breakfast there. You don't have a care in the world. I mean, why are we not exploiting this and making sure that our economies are powered, especially so by tourism? What do you think? I mean, I'm sure you talk to all your tour company, you have partnership with many, many Africans.
Well, a big thing is the Ministries of Tourism have the least amount of funding to promote and market their countries. And that's the one thing they really need to work on. There's been a heavy emphasis on marketing the Europe climate, but the clientele in America are just as eager, and they spend more money. They stay longer, and they really want to connect with Africa. But the money for marketing and tourism in America is scant. And it basically comes upon the travel tour operator to spend most of the money to promote the destination, which could be quite expensive for them. So we need more help from the Ministries of African Tourism and from the airlines. The airlines can also be very instrumental. Like the American Airlines, to promote Hawaii, they promote Jamaica, they promote all these other destinations. We need to have the African airlines be more visible in promoting the destinations.
Very good point. And I'm going to turn to my fellow Africans here in the studio, David and Lith. But David, when you look at Sierra Leone, for example, I mean, some of us, how much do we even know about our own countries? And how much do we know as Africans about other African countries? Do you see a challenge there where we need to start going from one place to another? Because a lot of people don't know even the neighborhood.
Oh, yes, yes, you are so right. And that is why I talked about losing, because we don't know, and those who know don't pass it on. And like what David was saying here about like the African airlines promoting, you know, helping to promote the tourism and cultural industry in our different African countries. I want to believe that, because like Sierra Leone, first of all, I'll say that Sierra Leone is one country that have the most natural beaches in the world. In the world. I will not even look back to say that, because our beaches are all natural. They were not built. They are natural. Our sand are natural. So if we don't teach or we don't let people know about this, we don't expose it to the world, expose the good parts to the world. Because one thing that is being reported about Africa into the world is all the bad things. Anything that is bad, that is what is being reported.
That's why we are here today, to change the narrative.
So I want us to start looking at the good side of Africa. Yes. Like when you go, you're doing tourism. When you go, take out those good pictures, those good videos, bring them out. Like when you go to those beaches, like I'm talking about natural beaches in Sierra Leone, with the white sand, clean water. I've been to beaches in America, and you don't want to go into the water.
Oh, some people have put it on Facebook and others,
and you compare the two.
The pictures.
You understand?
And which one is America? Which one is
America? They will definitely choose the clean one. They will think it is America, but it's actually Africa. Yeah. Wow. So these are the things that we need to showcase. Yeah. We need to showcase that good side of Africa, our tourist attractions, those good, because people are living here to go there. Seeing is believing, you know.
But
The world needs to know, and that is where the media comes in. Tell the world about the good things that Africa can offer.
You're right, David. Not to say that America is not beautiful. America is beautiful.
That's why we are here. No, it is beautiful. So, I'm not saying it's not beautiful. I didn't say that.
It's a beautiful country. And so, Lith, maybe you can tell us a little bit about Cameroon in terms of scenic beauty before we take another break.
Yes. Yeah, I do agree with what David says. Just like many Africans, I guess, I left Africa at a very young age. And so when I came into another places, I was more concerned about, you know, getting into the new culture and adapting and things like that. And so as things goes and life goes, you tend to forget your roots a little bit. So for me, at home, it was very important with my mom. She kept repeating things. My dad, they kept telling me about my culture and things like that. And at some point, I get to the point where I was like, okay, I'm feel comfortable where I am now. It's time for me now to celebrate also where I originally came from. And all of that is to passing on. So as, you know, citizen, as parents and everything, it is a big responsibility. We definitely need to keep, you know, promoting, you know, where we came from. And like he said, it's not just promoting at home. It's like going out and coming out with a African fashion line, like you know, my mom and I did, you know, because people here also want to know where we come from. They want to celebrate with us, and so if we don't show them that, then there's no way for them to know beside maybe what they see on TV or things like that. So yeah, it's very important. Celebrate through images. I mean, the internet is out here now. There's no excuse. We can definitely promote, even if we're not journalism or we're not, you know, there's definitely many ways to promote
the African continent.